Well, Broomfield was unique in that it was founded by World War II veterans. And they gave us they settled and established the community and gave us our general sense of direction. So that factored into the formation of the museum. So we went to the library to see if we could get a World War II room. We finally did get a small space behind some cabinets, and it was pretty hard to find. So we set out to see if we could get a different place within the community where by then we decided we should have a museum. And one of the reasons that we felt we should have a museum is that we added Barry Hildebrand to our committee.
I saw an ad in the Broomfield Enterprise that mentioned that they needed memorabilia for a World War II museum that was supposed to be starting. So I called the number that was in the paper and I got a hold of Bob Sieber, and I talked with him a few times on the telephone, and he eventually came over to talk to me, and I asked if they would be interested in my helping with my background in military, being a military historian and knowing military memorabilia, and I've also set up and designed different military displays for 25 years.
Barry had been a collector for 25 or 30 years, and he had not only innumerable pieces of memorabilia, but he had the knowledge as to what went where, and in other words, he would make a wonderful curator.
And from there it was basically collecting memorabilia from Broomfield veterans, collecting stories, and until we finally got the permanent home that we're in at the moment.
It was the fall of 2001. I think the committee had been formed previous to that time. Possibly they had one meeting, I don't know. But in the fall of 2001 I was asked to serve on the committee, and Vic Bocard had a meeting at his house. It was pretty much an organizational meeting, and they asked me if I would be in charge of memorabilia. And my job was to find veterans that lived in Broomfield and contact them and see if they had any memorabilia.
Well, and again, we didn't have any money, so we went to the newspaper, and we talked about putting on a musical tribute to veterans, not just World War II veterans, all veterans. And the paper agreed to help us, and they gave us free ads and a lot of publicity.
I have known Audley Sieber for some time because she's director of the melodrama, and Audley was the director of this musical, Salute.
So through Audley Sieber, we put together a show, and everybody chipped in, and it was quite successful. We raised about $5,000.
I became interested at that point, and I said, gee, I'd like to get involved with this. And I think Vic Bocard was the one that had extended an invitation to me to come aboard.
And we finally got a location at 12 Garden Center. We were lucky to get that space, and through the efforts of the wonderful people on our committee, and I've never served on a committee where everybody just pulled together and busted their butts and worked for the common good. And through the efforts of, I guess it was John Atkinson and Bob Sieber, we contacted the woodworking group at the senior center.
I went to the program that they had over at the high school, and I really liked what I'd seen with the group, and me being an Air Force veteran for 4 years, I thought it was a pretty good program and the city needed it. And I'm not sure whether it was John Atkinson or Gordon Bennett or Bob Sieber told me that they had bought a case and put it in the library. and it cost them like $1,200 for a display case. And I said, oh, that's way too much money. He says, yeah, we can't put our program together, buying 10 cases. That's $12,000 and we'll never get it off the ground. And I said, well, why don't you let me take a look at it, and I think with the guys at the wood shop, we'll just probably build them for you, and it ain't gonna cost you very much. So they thought that was a great idea.
We had to do a lot of remodeling, and we finally got the cases moved over there, and I got a hold of some people to Hunter Douglas to get the blinds for the windows over there to keep the memorabilia safe.